Good morning. Hi, Stephanie. Good morning. Good morning. So we had a little delay. We had some internet opportunities. We had all the things this morning, and we didn't have it already set up, the upcoming. So I apologize for any confusion. Yes, we're going live in ACIM today. Stephanie's here. Who else is here? Say good morning. Good afternoon. Marhaba. We are motoring. So also let me know if you can hear me. Today is a very, very, very big day. You know, when we have those things in life where like you literally know God is orchestrating. I mean, God is all like, we're always orchestrating, right? It's always happening. But you know those moments in life where you're like, it's so obvious that there is something going on beyond what I can see, because there's no way that these things could happen in my life in this way, right? Have we had those before, all of us, where you really do get that beautiful pulse of life showing you, reflecting to you, like, yeah, there's something bigger going on here. This week has been one of those weeks. Today is a climax of that, I would say. So indeed, a very big day. Can't wait. Lily's here. So I've shared this before, and yet every time it happens, I'm so stretched. when I decided, okay, so a lot of you know this. So we're going to move into lesson 246. I just want to make sure you can find me, you all the things, since we were a little delayed and we didn't have the link ready yet. Oh, so we open up the Soul of Beauty. Yeah. And on the Soul of Beauty, I said, look, if you want to step into the Soul of Beauty, here we are, which is our audiobook that I created over the seas, recorded. I mean, it's been written for 9 years, writing it for 9 years, a full year of embodiment. And we burst it to the world, audiobook first. Absolutely stunning. The comments that are coming through the back, they're life-giving. Thank you so much for those of you who have been moving through it and sharing with me how it's affecting you. I read these comments. It's about to sneeze. Excuse me. I read these comments. My team reads these comments, and knowing that this is not just a story, this is literally a transformation that you are moved through as you listen, right? It's not self-help. It's like self-release, and you are literally being transformed by listening. So thank you for all of your comments. And I know it goes deep, and I'm just so honored to be with you. And inside of that, I also said, starting October 1st, we're going to do the Femme type runway, where you're actually going to live into the Femme types for 3 weeks with me, 3 calls a week. We're going to cross the threshold of 2025 in a brand new way. I cannot wait. Like 9 live calls with me is like so fun and so crazy. And I said, okay, we're going to do that. And it's normally $555, but if you do it with the Soul of Beauty, we're going to do it for $444, all these fun things, right? So many women flooded in. And then I thought, okay, but prior to the Femme type runway, I was feeling something else, like a little jump start, like a mini jump start. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, if we left the Femme type runway, what if we do like the pre-runway? Like right now is Milan Fashion Week. Do y'all realize this? Like the timing of these things. I didn't think, okay, we're going to have Fashion Week, and then so we should do something around Fashion Week. No, it's just happening like this. The Femme type runway is going to be happening during Paris Fashion Week, and the pre-runway, which is called Visible, starts today. 3 days, we are going to pour ourselves into the truth of how you can allow yourself to be visible with time, desire, and money, right? Today we start with time and the Indie Femme type. It is going to be next level. I already know that. I already feel the energy. It's probably going to be so much bigger than I'm even feeling. How can I say that with such confidence? Because I have been rocked over the week of preparation into this. Personally, what has moved through my life and the moments where I've been called to be visible. And I say this to God. I heard Eckhart Tolle say this. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, I love that, Stephanie. I heard Eckhart Tolle say this. And if you want to try this on, hold on to your hats and glasses. He was talking about in an interview where he used to sit under a tree and do his prayers and, have his conversations with God. And this was before he got really, really known. And he was sitting under there and he was talking to God about his purpose and about his willingness to kind of go into the next level of his life, to be more visible. He didn't say visible, but you know what I mean, right? And he said to God, accelerate, meaning like, okay, I'm literally ready. Let's go. I have been saying that since the beginning of this year. Okay, God, I can feel this all coming together. I can feel what I've moved forward in my life over the past 4 decades. And we can all see, right, in hindsight, like, oh my gosh, that decade was about this. That decade was about this. This decade was about this. And my 30s, I moved to France. I started a fashion line. I had a Parisian apartment. Like my boys were going to French school. It was a dream, like everything. My 30s were like unbelievable building desire energy. Like couldn't even what happened during those 10 years felt like it happened over 100 years. And then my 40s, I had a miscarriage. We moved back from France to the US. It was an unraveling of so many things. I let go of my entire team. I started to come back inward inside of myself. I reassessed all my priorities. My boys started going to school in America, like reintegrating my own identity that I was so attached to, feeling like I was special because I lived in France, fielding comments from people in Elegant Femme saying, how dare you leave Paris? Like, that's what Elegant Femme is. Me being like, actually, Elegant Femme started in Arizona, but like all of that identity. And then writing The Soul of Beauty throughout my 40s. That's what I did. That was the foundational component, was sharing my story, allowing myself to be more visible to myself. And now here I am, like a few months shy of my 50th birthday. And as I move into this next decade, this acceleration of why I'm here and my devotion to being visible to the truth of who I am. And that's what this is about. So this opens today. If you want to join us, you can still join us. It's $33. $33 for 3 days live with me. The replays will be up until September 29th. If you would like to join us, it starts today. So let's go. Let's go. And then, of course, if you want to join us for the Femme Type Runway on October 1st, like 3 weeks live, 3 calls a week. I mean, this is accelerate, right? And it's not accelerate from urgency, like scarcity or fear. It's accelerate from truth and excitement and joy and clarity. And like, I am here, I am I'm still alive in this physical world. So let's go. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. It's 2:30 Paris today. And of course, as I said, the replays will be up until September 29th. All right, Karen's here. Buongiorno. Lily, you made it. Elaine, you found us. Okay, let's move into lesson 246, shall we? Oh, I'm so glad we have internet. And that you can hear me since we're on the open waters with the wet hair. All right. Okay. All right. Lesson 246. To love my Father is to love his Son. Really, ultimately, to love God is to love everyone. That's what this is really saying, in my opinion. Right? Again, I've been having so many amazing conversations inside of my Chateau Neuf Mastermind about ACIM, because those women, next level, just completely committed in their life, like really going into the nuance of how do we live this way? How do we create parallel worlds and quantum leap inside the energy of time, desire, and money while honoring the truth of love? Like, that's what's happening. So we've been having a lot of conversations about allowing anything in our lives, whether it's the Course in Miracles, whether it's anything in Elegant Femme, anything you read, anything you see, just really creating an intimacy between you and the truth. It's not about taking anything anyone else says as verbatim or trying to conform yourself into somebody else's ideals. It's about ideas. It's about utilizing an opportunity to come more in union with who you are and what you feel is true for you, that allows you to be in alignment with love. So for me, to love my Father is to love his Son feels a little distant. And ultimately, to love God is to love everyone. That's what it feels true. Let me not think that I can find the way to God if I have hatred in my heart. Now that is like a huge highlighting moment. Let me not try to hurt God's Son. Let me not try to hurt anyone else. And it's not like we go around intentionally feeling like we want to hurt someone, right? But these thoughts that we can sometimes have you ever had an imaginary conversation inside of when someone upsets you? You're like, oof, what I would say to them. And you just go and you spiral. Oh, and if they said this, I'd say this. And like, we use our mind in really not powerful ways sometimes. That can be one of the ways. Let me not try to hurt God's Son. Let me not try to hurt anyone and think that I can know God or myself. That's creating distance. Let me not fail to recognize myself and still believe that my awareness can contain God, or my mind conceive of all the love God has for me and all the love which I return to God. Let me not fail to recognize myself. Let me see myself. Let me be visible to the truth of who I am. And there's something really powerful that happens when we make that claim and how the external world responds. We're going to be talking about that today. I will accept the way you choose for me to come to you, God. For in that will I succeed, because it is your will. Your will is my will. There is no external, like handing over your will. The true union is always the same. And I would recognize that what you will is what I will as well. And only that. There is that little, not so little feeling that we have sometimes of a desire calling us forward. And we say, well, I don't know. Is that what God really wants for me? I want this, but does God want something different? The will of God and your will are ultimately the same, because what is the underlying, let's call it motivation, of anything we move towards is to remember who we are. That's the same. So if your mental capacity has been taken up and you've been feeling paralyzed, not knowing if you should move towards something that's calling you because you're wondering if it's in alignment with God's will, I invite you to consider shifting that completely. Because what we actually do during that space when we're paralyzed and wondering, because I spent a lot of time in this space myself, I understand that feeling of like, well, I don't know. Does God want me to do it? I don't know. Does God want it? Even though it's bursting at the seams inside of me, what's really happening inside of there is we're saying, can God give me a guarantee that if I go for this, it's going to work the way I want it to? That's what's happening when we're paralyzed, when we're questioning. I don't know. Does God want it? Does God want it? If it's inside of you and it's bursting at the seams, it's an alignment. Period. Desires are the impetus to our spiritual evolution. That pause inside, that questioning inside. And I'm not saying we never reflect on what it is that's calling us. I'm not saying to move sporadically or out of urgency. I'm not saying that at all. But we know the difference inside when we're actually underneath, no matter how we frame the question, we're actually asking for a guarantee because we don't want to get hurt. We don't want to lose something. We don't want to feel uncomfortable. That's different. Yeah? All right. Should we finish it? I will accept the way you choose for me to come to you, my Father, God. For in that will I succeed, because it is your will. And I would recognize that what you will is what I will as well, and only that. And so I choose to love your Son. And so I choose to love myself. And so I choose to love everyone. Everyone. How could we possibly not? We don't have to like everybody, but we can love everybody. Have you ever felt that? Sometimes I'll say to Dave, I don't like you right now. I love you like crazy, but I don't like you right now. We don't have to like everybody, but we can love everyone, because how else would we ever be able to love ourselves? Yes? Okay. So there we have it. Lesson 246. Thank you for joining us. Elegant Femme's Guide to A Course in Miracles. Please, as always, leave a comment. Let me know if you're liking this, whether you're on the replay or you're with me live. Do you like it? Is this lesson supportive to you? All those feelings inside, I'm like, wait a minute. Where may I be inside of myself holding love hostage? Because I think somehow, keeping myself distance from love is protecting me in some way. It's not. I can love everyone, but I don't have to like everyone. You know what I mean by that, right? And also from today, just look inside. If there's any place you've been holding yourself back, questioning, well, I don't know, does God want that for me? Does God want that for me? And what's actually happening underneath the surface is you're saying, I would like a guarantee before I move forward because this feels very uncomfortable, please. Yeah? Because what happens when we move forward with something and we don't actually receive the thing we thought? Wow, that's a vulnerable place to be. And can we be visible to our next level inside of ourselves, especially when we've had that in our past experience? This is what we're talking about today. So again, I'll close with this. At 2:30 p.m. Paris, which is in 6 hours from now, I'm going to be hosting the Visible 3-day live pre-walk, pre-runway, where we are going to go into time, desire, and money, and how you can be visible to those 3 elements in a way that serves your truth. All right? So, Jasmine! So good to see you, sweetheart. Oh my gosh. All right. Love, love, love. Thank you for being here. I'm sure I'll see some of you this afternoon. Otherwise, I will be back here tomorrow for our next lesson. And, let's just close in such gratitude and remembrance for what is. No matter what it is you're going through at this particular point in time, us coming together inside of this space and remembering to align, remembering ourselves as the co-creator, remembering ourselves as we witness, we honor, and we embody the power and the truth of who we are. And it is time for all of us to be visible in a new way. So with that, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Everyone go sign up. Tara's amazing. Jasmine, I love you so much. That's like the little bit of sugar I needed today. You are, I don't even have words for you. You've meant so much to me. And just to have you drop in here randomly. Yes, my hair, I cut it and it's wet and we're on the boat, Jasmine. We did it. Oh my gosh, you're amazing. I love you. I love you. I love you. Mwah. Aww.